There's a new builder coming to Davenport, Florida, and they're bringing their in-laws. This home is going to have a mother-in-law suite while potentially giving you up to $45,000 in flex funds, meaning you get to plug and play where you'd want to use them. Whether you want to put it towards your closing costs, lowering your interest rate, or even purchasing down your home value, the decision is up to yours, guys. So if that sounds interesting, make sure you guys stay tuned because you're not going to want to miss this one. And before we get into the home tour, obviously, I want to make sure you guys know where we are currently located. And today we are in Davenport, Florida. Our community is marked by the pin drop and is going to be just 17 minutes away from Posner Park and our I-4 exit. And Posner Park is an outdoor shopping mall that is right off the exit of Highway 27 and I-4. Housing all of your shopping needs. You're gonna have your Best Buy, your BJ, Target, as well as many other stores, and then all of your casual and fast dining options in this area as well. And from Davenport, we are only going to be about 55 minutes away from downtown Orlando, giving you access to everything Central Florida is known for: world-class theme parks, incredible shopping and dining, along with major sporting events and huge entertainment venues. And of course, endless job opportunities. And downtown Tampa isn't going to be much further either, only being an hour and 15 minutes away from our community, giving very similar amenities to Orlando, but adding on our West Coast beaches. So whether you're looking to spend a weekend out at Disney or our West Coast beaches, or even a night out downtown, Davenport keeps the excitement right at your fingertips. Welcome back, everyone, and if you're new to me or my channel, my name is Dylan Concepcion. I'm a real estate advisor in the Central Florida area, and I help people buy, sell, and relocate to Central Florida. So if you're thinking about making a move, reach out to us because we'd love to help you make that decision. All my information is on the screen as well as in the description. Now, before we kick today's home tour off, I want to make sure you guys know what's going on in our community. And we have homes ranging in sizes from the 1,600 square feet going all the way above 2,100. And we're going to have single family homes as well as townhomes in this community. And we're going to have prices starting in the mid threes and going up from there. And the home we're going to be checking out today is our PassionFlower. And it's going to have 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms with a 2-car garage sitting right below 2,100 square feet of living space. And I just want to make sure you guys are aware before we kick off today's tour, at the end of the video, we go over a numbers breakdown detailing things like our loan options, down payments, and what you can expect a monthly payment to look like. So if that sounds interesting to you and you're curious about the educational side of this home tour, make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And with that being said, I'll meet you guys at the front of the home and let's kick this tour off. Welcome everyone, and thanks for stopping by. Today we are in Aspire at Cancer Creek by Hovnonian Homes, and we're going to kick off today's tour starting off outside the home, where one of the first things we're going to see is that we have a front porch on this property, as well as pavers. And those pavers are going to come on the front porch as well as in the driveway all the way up to your 2-car garage as a standard feature. And a cool feature is that we actually have 3 recessed LED lightings on our porch, so whether it's day or night, you guys can enjoy sitting on the front of your property. Now we're going to continue walking towards our front door, and you guys are going to notice we have 2 doors. Now this door opens up into our in-law suite, so we're going to step right in. We step directly into our mother-in-law's living space, where we get 2 front-facing windows along with an entire kitchenette. And keep in mind, guys, our builders are currently using this as a sales office, hence why the desk is there. Now, if this was my layout, I would love to keep the TV on this wall. I like that the builders put it there to showcase where you would put it. And then again, where our desk is, as you can see, you could probably fit a decent little 2-seater sofa. Now, the ceiling fan above me, that is actually going to be a standard feature in our farmhouse and loft. Those 2 are going to come with fixtures such as your ceiling fans, and then again, pendant lights and chandeliers. And you'll see more of that as we progress through the tour. Now, again, I said loft and farmhouse, those are 2 of our collections that come with design packages. And with our element package, you're going to get the white cabinets, the circular hardware you guys are seeing, and then these specific quartz countertops. Now, I'm not sure if an element feature is soft close. I'm sure that's going to come as you progress up into farmhouse and loft. Now, if we step this way, the next 2 sections of the home we're going to see is our bedroom and bathroom just down this hall. So let's go ahead and start off with bathroom number 1. And you guys are going to get a stand-up shower enclosure with those subway tiles that go about 3/4 of the way to the ceiling, along with a single vanity sink. And it's going to come with the quartz countertops and the white cabinets paired with the black hardware. Now the black accents you guys see in this bathroom is going to be part of the farmhouse collection. So the black trimming on the shower and then our black accents on our hardware, as well as that fixture. Those are all going to be part of the farmhouse package, as well as our mirror trimming. And you get that in the element as well. And then as you go up into the loft, and we'll see what the loft looks like when we step into our first bedroom. Now in the in-laws bedroom, it's currently being used as a sales office. You're going to get a single side facing window along with the sliding doors for our closet. And to give you guys an idea, this is where our builder is going to pull you in and kind of showcase to you exactly what fixtures and finishes come with our collections. And they have a really cool digital version where you can kind of customize the home and look at exactly what you're gonna get. So as you can see, this is the kitchen area. You guys are getting a little sneak peek, but we have the elements. You're going to get two options, white and dark. And then as you go up, you have the farmhouse in a bunch of colors like our blue, which you'll see later, grays, chestnut browns. I really like the brown colors now, the light browns. And then your loft, of course, and all the options you have there. So it's really cool being able to, kind of customize and see the version of your home before making a final decision. Now we're going to walk out of our in-law, not through our main entrance, but through our connection door that leads directly to the main house and puts us in our foyer. Now in the foyer, you guys are going to have a long and narrow foyer that you can see all the way through the home to the main open concepts of the living spaces. Now I like that our builder offers everything in prepackaged designs or our collections, right? So you're going to have your element, your farmhouse, and your loft. As I mentioned previously, our model is a farmhouse. So these flooring that you guys can see is going to be part of that farmhouse collection, as well as other options as well. And something that's really cool is that accent walls typically never convey. However, here our builder does include accent walls inside of our loft and farmhouse collections. Now, to the left of me is a door that takes us to our 2-car garage. However, our builders are currently using it as a sales office, so nothing crazy. It's just a typical 2-car garage. Now we have 6'8" doors. Just behind you guys on the front door, it's going to be 8 feet, and that's a standard feature along with our in-law suite. And we have 9'4" ceilings. Not sure if I already mentioned that. Now, as we continue down the foyer, to the right of me is going to be our second bedroom that we've seen today, but our first bedroom in the main home. So let's go ahead and check out bedroom number 2. Inside bedroom number 2, you're going to get a single side facing window, and that ceiling fan also comes included as a standard feature, a part of our farmhouse collection. And in this room, we're going to have a regular door leading to our closet. And I really like the size of these bedrooms. You can fit an entire, probably a full-size mattress and then 2 nightstands on each side of the bed. And you have a nice giant bonus mirror right there. And again, a good amount of walkability inside that bedroom. Now just on the outside, we're going to have a linen closet where you're going to get 5 shelves, giving you a good amount of space to store those guest linens. Now just on the opposite side of our foyer, across from bedroom number 2, is going to be a hallway that takes us to our next bedroom and bathroom along with our laundry room. But before we get to those locations, we have a door here. Behind this door is going to be our HVAC. So nothing crazy, it's just going to be our HVAC system. Now we keep going down the hall. We're gonna have 2 doors left and right of me. To the right is going to be our bathroom, but first let's check out what's behind this door. Now behind this door is going to be a small little storage space, and I love the way they utilized it. I'm not sure what you guys would actually put in here. Let me know in the comments what that would be good for. All I could really think about is I got 2 inflatable paddle boards, and they would be perfect in that room, along with a Christmas tree and other decorations, right? To the right of me is going to be our next bathroom. Inside of our first main home's bathroom, you're going to get, again, a shower tub combo with those ceramic tiles going about 3/4 of the way to the ceiling, and then a single vanity sink with the same countertops and cabinet colors we saw before. And again, guys, remember we have the farmhouse accents. So we have the black hardware, as you guys can see, on our shower and then on our sink as well. And then you're going to get the mirror trim as well as those that specific fixture. And again, you're going to get similar things in your loft as well as your element, even on the baseline. So it's definitely nice to see. To the left of me is going to be our next bedroom. Let's take a look. Inside bedroom number 3, you're going to get a side-facing window, which brings in a good amount of natural light to this bedroom. And you're also going to get the ceiling fan above, as well as the same slider doors, taking us to our closet, just like we saw in our in-law. And remember, the fan is going to be a standard feature, part of our farmhouse and loft collections. And again, another good sized room. You guys see we get a decent amount of walkability. This bed is probably a twin XL. And again, good amount of walkability even with a dresser right here. You have a little bit of space to fit a nightstand next to the bed as well. Just outside of our bedroom is going to be our laundry room. So go ahead and walk in and take a look. What you're going to see is a washer and dryer. And one of my favorite features is that those are going to be standard. You get those with the home. So that is definitely huge to see. And you're also going to get the wire racking just above our laundry units. And then to the left of me is going to be a sink, which is definitely nice. This is a standard feature. I believe even the Element, our baseline, is going to receive this. Now, not every home will have a sink. It ultimately depends on what our builders end up speccing out. As I mentioned, this is a spec community. Our builders pick the designs and so forth. Now, if you've watched up to this point, I want to take a quick second to say thank you. I truly do appreciate it, and let you know the best way to reach out to me, which is going to be the link in my description, which will take you guys directly to my link tree, giving you the opportunity to schedule a quick 15-minute phone call or a Zoom appointment, giving me the opportunity to meet you guys face to face. You guys always get to see mine, so I want to see those lovely faces along with those bright smiles. Now, if that's too much for you guys, all my information is on the screen as well as in the description right next to that link. Feel free to call, text me, or shoot me an email at any time you guys would like. Now, with that being said, it's never too early to game plan. So whether you're ready a week from today, 6 months from today, or even a year from now, I'm not going anywhere. So feel free to reach out to me. It's never too early to game plan. Remember guys, professional athletes get ready in the preseason, not during the season. So with that being said, let's segue back to our tour. We're going to walk under this archway into our open concept where you get to see your kitchen along with your living and dining room spaces. And my goodness, I absolutely love the features in this home, from the vaulted ceilings to the amount of natural light we get with all these windows. You're gonna have two right outside the dining space, and I would love to say that you get that chandelier as well. And I absolutely love how much space you can fit. You have a nice rectangular sized table in this dining space. And again, you're going to get natural light from our living space and then our dining room areas as well. So that's huge. Ceiling fan included, again, remember, not in your Element, but in the farmhouse and loft collections. Guys, I really like this kitchen. Just to the left of me, you're going to see we have a badass island with a breakfast bar where you can fit 5 seats. And on top of our breakfast bar, as well as the rest of our kitchen, we're going to get quartz countertops, which is going to be a part of our farmhouse collection, which also pairs all the black hardware you guys can see. So our pendant lighting, our sink faucet, and then the hardware on the cabinets. Now, a nice feature that I like that our builder did is under the breakfast bar. Again, I said you could sit 5 chairs. You're going to have dug out space. There's no cabinet space here, so you guys can actually sit down right here. I feel like more often than not, I'd probably sit right here, whether I'm eating food. I like the direct sight lines that we get from our kitchen, leading directly over to that living space. So again, just small little details like that really add and complete the effect of a home. Just behind me in our kitchen is going to be our pantry. Now, unfortunately, we do get a little bit of a smaller pantry in this home, housing 5 shelves, giving you a decent amount of space to store whatever goods you may have. And as you guys can see, it's staged decently, so you get a decent idea of how much you can actually fit in this space. So let's walk further into the kitchen. I love the blue. Again, that's going to be part of our farmhouse collection. Now, we already talked about pretty much the countertops. Now, our cabinets, they are going to be 42-inch uppers with crown molding, and that is going to be standard. You're going to get that in your Element as well as the rest of your collections. So it's nice to see. Remember, the colors you guys see are going to be a part of the farmhouse. Now, the appliances we get are going to be our microwave, our oven stove, and then our dishwasher, which is just right here under our island space. Now, these are upgraded versions of it. You guys will have the opportunity to pick out the fancy versions. This doubles down as an air fryer, a convention bake, lots of things. You guys can go with the entry level stuff, so it doesn't have the bells and whistles, it just gets the job done, right? Now, a cool feature, backsplash, that is going to be, again, part of your collection. You get more options in your collections as you go up, Element, farmhouse, and loft. Just behind me, this is a standard feature, so that's really cool to see. You're going to get these 2 display shelves along with that light just above. That is all going to be a standard feature, and again, black accents. And I really like the color that we have paired with our wood shelves, matching and contrasting against our blue cabinets. I really like the blue kitchen paired with the bright whites. It's real pretty. Now again, this fridge is going to be included, as our builders include all appliances. You're going to get your refrigerator along with your washer and dryer. And just like our other fancy appliances I pointed out earlier, our refrigerator is one of them. So just keep in mind, you guys can go with something entry level. This is our fancy fridge. And again, one of my favorite features about this kitchen is going to be those direct sight lines you get leading over to our living space. You can see exactly where you're going to hang that massive 75 gagillion inch screen television right on that wall. And you're gonna get a bunch of natural light coming in from those two windows along with those double lanai doors. Next, we're gonna move on to our lanai, but before, I just wanted to point out that these shelves are going to be not standard. You don't get those at all. That's just, again, one of the very few things in this home that are going to be just beautified things to add to the model. Real quick, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, on the opposite side of our living space is our dining room, which I showed earlier. The chandelier is included though. Again, black accents, part of the farmhouse collection. Now let's go ahead and take a walk outside to our covered lanai. And we have a good sized covered lanai. You guys can see you get a good amount of backyard space. You can see all the pavers going on. The pavers are going to be standard. And on our covered lanai, you can fit a good amount of patio furniture. And you're going to get the fan with the black accent as well. That is going to be standard, a part of our farmhouse and loft collections. And if you're a frequent viewer here, you know what I say. A grill, outdoor kitchen, a TV hung up would complete the ensemble out here. So as you guys can see, we have an entire paved backyard, and it's really nice. It kind of showcases to you guys what you can do with your home. You got the fire pit space, not that that would be all that useful in Florida. You'd maybe get a few uses out of the year, but again, fun and entertaining. But I would like to explain that all the pavers out here, that's not going to be standard. You get pavers as a standard feature on our covered lanai. The rest of the backyard, so everything you guys saw from the fire pit to the little gondola or whatever those things are called, are not going to be standard. You're just going to have grass in your backyard. So that's going to wrap up pretty much what we got out there. Let's go ahead and walk back in. Next up is going to be our master bedroom. So let's go ahead and walk right in. And we step into a very open and spacious master bedroom where you're going to get those two rear facing windows, bringing in a ton of natural light to this bedroom. And you're going to get the ceiling fan hanging above as a standard feature, a part of our loft and farmhouse collections. And my apologies, you guys, I'm just realizing that I forgot to mention that this entire model home has LVP floors throughout the entire thing. So that is not going to be a standard feature. We haven't seen a lick of carpet, but in your home, you would most likely get carpets in the bedrooms. And I'm about 99% sure that that is going to be the case. However, I could be wrong. So if I am wrong, then good for you guys, right? Or at least the people that hate carpets. I would recommend that if you do get carpets though, just wear them out for like the first 1 or 2 years and then just switch them as you go. You can do it room by room. Now, I do really enjoy the spacing that we have in our master bedroom. As you guys can see, we got a lot of walkability. You can fit a massive dresser just right here and then still have a ton of walkability space in between a king size bed and those two nightstands on each side of the bed. And then on that wall, you guys are going to see we get an accent wall. And again, that does come with our farmhouse and loft collections. No element though, it does not come in our base line. So that's cool to see that that's something that is included inside of our home. Now, just on this side of our bedroom, again, lots of walkability. I like the space we have in this master. It's going to be a walk-in closet, so let's go ahead and walk in. Now, if you're disappointed about the size of this walk-in, I am sorry. However, looks can be deceiving, right? So you have a ton of space in this walk-in closet, you really do. However, builders are never going to utilize all that space. You're just going to get the wire racking. If you want to maximize the amount of space, all you need to do is customize this, add a few shelves. If you want to go all out and do a California closet, you guys get to use not only that space, but again, stack to the ceiling. So like I said, looks can be deceiving. It may seem a little bit smaller for a big house like this, but you fully customize that thing, I promise you guys, you're going to be happy with that. We're going to walk into our master bathroom now. This is our final stop of the day, and I like our master. It's a good, comfortable space. To the left of me, you're going to have a double his and hers vanity sinks, and again, you're going to get the white cabinets, quartz countertops, and black hardware. Nice feature that you get to see is the soft close inside the bathrooms, not only in the kitchen, and you get it on the drawers, which is cool. On the other side, wait, before I transfer, we have the black. That, again, black accents, that's going to be a part of the farmhouse collection. FYI, just reminding you guys. On the opposite side, we are going to get our step-in all-glass shower enclosure. And again, black accents, farmhouse collection. You're going to get these subway tiles that go about 3/4 of the way to the ceiling, as well as the recessed LED lighting, and then the rainfall shower head. So you can just, after a long day, hands on the walls, water raining down on you after a long day of work or whatever you guys have been going through. Real quick before I showcase our throne room, I like that we have a little bit of space here. If you ever wanted in the future, I'm sure you could like fully expand this countertop to cover this space, but I do like that we have some space for our laundry or our laundry baskets, right? And again, just on the other side of me is going to be our throne room. What I like about the throne room or our water closet is the space and separation it provides, being that if somebody's currently sitting on the throne, stanking that space up, you can still wash your hands or shower with very little interference in our common space. Like I said, this is going to be the final segment of the tour. So thanks for stopping by, you guys, especially if you've watched up to this point. I truly do appreciate any love and support you guys send my way. With that being said, all that's left for you guys to do is stay tuned for our numbers breakdown, where we go over things in the community such as HOA, any CDDs, as well as taxes, which you can expect the monthly payment to look like, down payment, loan options, all the juicy goodness. So if you're curious about that educational side of this home tour, make sure you guys stay tuned, and I'll meet you guys in the office for the breakdown. Peace. Welcome back, everybody, and thanks for stopping by our class. No Coach Sheet today, just Coach me. So we're gonna jump straight into it today, starting off with our home value. Now, there is currently a model available at $424,000. It's actually $423 and some change. I rounded up to $424 to keep our numbers nice and clean. And this model is going to be at the element level. So that's a great baseline for you guys. This is what you can expect to walk into at our base level. So we're gonna go in with an FHA loan at a down payment of 3.5%, giving us a down payment of $14,840. And you're gonna need a credit score of 580 to qualify for the FHA. Now, our interest rates are currently floating around in the sixes. I gave us a 6.5%, as our FHA typically offers lower interest rates, giving us a monthly payment of $3,332, and that's going to include your HOA. There is no CDD, your property taxes along with your insurance, and then there's no PMI, all right? So moving forward, speaking of HOA, we have an HOA of $116 a month, and that's going to cover things like your community pool, as well as walking trails around the community, and then community maintenance, of course. And there's no CDD, like I just mentioned, so that's a monthly fee you get to save money on. Moving forward, we're going to jump into our incentives, and we have some really good ones right now. On any quick move-in home, you guys are getting up to $45,000 in flex funds, so you get to plug and play where you'd like to use them, whether it's towards your closing costs, buying your interest rate down, or you can even directly drop the price. You can drop all $45,000 onto lowering your home value. So again, these are huge things. We absolutely love flex funds here. And now, before I move forward, I just want you guys to be aware that I'm not a lender. The numbers I bring to you are for educational purposes only. So don't go attacking nobody saying, oh, but look, these numbers are subject to change anyway. So if you want the most accurate and up-to-date information, make sure you reach out to me and I got you. Now, jumping forward into our tax estimate, I gave us a super rough estimate. Now, I calculated at 1.5% of the purchase price for our property taxes, giving us roughly around $7,000 for our annual tax bill. Now, the actual tax rate is 1.32%. So when you calculate that, you're gonna be closer to $5,000. I calculated at $7,000 just to obviously overestimate. Hopefully you guys will see your property taxes a lot less than this though. Now, jumping forward, we are going to move into our insurance. Now, this is going to be another rough estimate based on what our community and other people in the community have seen so far, which is going to be about $100 a month for your insurance, or $1,200 a year. Now, moving forward, we're going to jump into some more loans. We already went over our FHA in the example earlier. Now we're going to jump into our conventional, and the most common down payments we see are 3%, 5%, and 10%. So at 3%, we're going to get a down payment of $12,720. At 5%, our down payment is going to be $21,200. And at 10%, our down payment is going to be $42,400 for our down payments. Now, if you wanted to remove PMI, you're gonna need to drop 20%, and 20% down is going to be $84,800. For 20% down if you wanted to completely wipe off that PMI, and you're gonna need a credit score of 620 to qualify for the conventional loan. Now, I'm frequently asked, what's the difference between FHA and conventional? And it's going to be that PMI, the primary mortgage insurance, where on an FHA loan, the PMI never goes away. It's going to be there the entire duration of their loan, so the entire 15 to 30 years. Versus with a conventional, it's going to be there up until you own 20% equity in the home. So like I said, 20% down payment will completely wipe that away. Now, if you need to go FHA for credit purposes or down payment purposes, that is okay. You can refinance out of your FHA into a conventional loan once you hit that 20% equity mark and have that PMI completely removed. And before we jump into our next few segments, I want to talk about our Hometown Heroes program, which gives first-time responders, teachers, doctors, nurses, EMTs, firefighters, and all of the such the opportunity at down payment assistance. It's a down payment assistance program that gives you up to 5% of your purchase price with a minimum of $10,000 and a maximum of $35,000. And you're going to need a credit score of 640 to qualify for the Hometown Heroes. And now moving forward, we're going to jump into our next two loans, starting off with our USDA. Now, our USDA loan is a 100% financing loan and has income requirements as well as guidelines that our buyer and house must pass in order to be approved. So keep that in mind, and you're going to need a credit score of 640 to qualify, the same as our Hometown Heroes. Now we're going to jump into our final loan of the day, which is our VA. So shout out to all my veterans out there. We truly do appreciate everything you guys do. And the VA appreciates it so much that they hook it up with a 100% financing loan. That's a big whopping $0 down for your down payment. All my veterans are required to bring to their closing table is their closing costs, and you're going to need a credit score of 620 to qualify for our VA loan. Now, speaking of closing costs, that is going to be my final segment, and now I usually calculate closing costs at a rule of thumb of 4%. However, on average, a good rule of thumb is 3%. It just depends on builder and other factors as well, so I calculate at 4 to make sure you have, again, a little bit of that extra buffer space. So with that being said, at a rule of thumb of 4%, our closing costs are going to be $16,960 for our closing costs, and that is my final segment. Remember, you guys get $45,000 in flex funds, so you could put it all towards your closing cost prepaids and then use the rest to either buy down your rate or buy down the house, whatever means more to you guys. So with that being said, that's going to wrap everything up here, and I'll meet you guys back in the kitchen. Peace. Thank you, Coach Me. We appreciate you as always. And as you guys can see, we are back in the kitchen. Now, as a final recap, we were in Davenport checking out our builder's PassionFlower. It has 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and sits right under 2,100 square feet of living space. And this is usually the point in the video where I take a quick second to say thank you to anybody still watching. I truly do appreciate it. If you've been showing love and supporting my channel thus far, again, guys, I truly do appreciate it. Make sure to keep it coming. And if you haven't heard me say it yet, my name is Dylan Concepcion. I'm a real estate advisor in the Central Florida area, and I go all over Central Florida touring new construction communities and homes, so you guys don't have to. So if you found any value in today's video or my previous content, you should consider hitting that like button and subscribing. 1, because it is free and it helps my channel go a long way, but 2, it keeps you guys in the loop so you aren't missing any opportunities similar to this one, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.